Good morning! And this is, I guess, my first morning dick ride, which pissed me off. I don't know what it is, but I always get fucking claims on my shit. Like, I didn't do anything. I got a fucking community guidelines claim last night, which doesn't make any fucking sense. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything inappropriate. It's me fucking driving my car, like. And then it just makes me think, like, is there somebody that just doesn't like me that much they have to go out of their way to report my videos? Like, I had one viewer, like, one. One. I don't get it. I just don't understand people. Like, there is so much negativity in the world. Why do we have to perpetuate it? You know? Like, and I guess that makes people angry because I am positive. Like, I'm a positive person. I'm not positive, BT Dubs, just in case you're wondering. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. But anyways, I'm a positive person, and I like people. I'm nice. Like, why does that offend people for some reason? I will never understand, honestly, ever. Like, just you know, when you have a friend and he brings a friend or she brings a friend, and, like, I'm really good at that, like, cold meeting. Not so good. I think that's a lot of people. I mean, how do you really know anything about them if you don't even know their friends, or maybe they just don't even want to be bothered. Shit, some people just go out and they're just like, I'm doing me alone, and that's fine with them, and that's okay. So they just don't do that. I think it's a lot of people, actually. But anyways, so I had to take a shower this morning, so I'm all fresh and clean. But I'm also oily because I have fucking dry ass skin and I have to put baby oil on my face or it will dry the fuck out and I'll look like the Crypt Keeper, and nobody wants to see the Crypt Keeper. Regardless of me doing accounting and being in a fucking office all day, those bitches don't, well, I don't care what the fuck they think either. Anyway, but nobody cares what I look like, and I don't care what they look like, and boop boop. So, but the other problem with that is that my hair always acts differently whenever it's freshly shampooed and conditioned. I don't shower that often. Oops, sorry. Sorry if that offends you, but I don't sweat, so it only just makes my skin better because then I have my oils built up, and then it only makes my hair better because it thickens up and it's more manageable. So that's what I do. Ain't gotta worry about me, boo. You do you, I do me. Oh my god, fucking gas prices are awesome. $1.84. Wow. Thanks, Trump. Anyways, oh, Mr. Policeman. He's actually pretty cute. Well, his forearms are. That's about all I can see. And the side of his face. His eyes look good, too. Little motorcycle cop. You know, I was thinking of doing this live thing whenever I was doing Uber and Lyft, but I didn't know how that would work with other people in the car. Like, I heard people, like, have to get their permission, and, like, that's annoying. Like, this is fine. I don't know if it would be, like, their privacy if it's just looking at me. So, I never did it. I was like, I I don't want to deal with the bullshit. And, like, I don't know. I just didn't do it. But I'm here now. At least for a couple months. Until I'm about to Dallas. Well, then I'll still probably do it. We will fucking see. Let's see. What else? What else can we talk about? So last night I got tested, which I talked about in the last night's video. Which I suggest everybody do. Help my mom move stuff because I moved out to the garage because my brother, sister-in-law, and their 2 kids are moving in the house, so it's gonna be like it was 8 years? Yeah, 8 years ago before I bought my house in 2010. Was it 2010? Maybe it was before then. No, 2010, yeah. Well, they didn't have their son yet, so it was just us. I think it was before. Yeah, it was before Kira was born. But anyways, the point was, we're all gonna be in there. It's gonna be 3 adults, 2 children, and a cat. Well, actually, 3 cats because they come with 2 cats. So, gonna be a house full. And I'm out in the garage with my mom's shit because all of my shit went to storage. Explain that to me. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. So, and with that, I don't have a problem with living in the garage. Like, I don't have an ego about that kind of shit. I mean, it's big, so there's that, so that's cool. I got like it's like a set up like a bachelor pad. Like, got a TV. The TV is like a fireplace thing. We got my nightstand, a lamp, a couch, a little chair, and a bed, of course, and then my man chest and 2 other couches. So when we actually get the boxes out, then I mean it'll be pretty nice. The only thing that's not nice is that it's not very well insulated. So my mom bought these like insulation panels to put to try to help, but they don't really help. I was just telling her this morning that I haven't slept throughout the whole night since I moved out to the garage. And mostly because, I mean, A, I can hear everything that's going on outside. So, like cars and leaves and wind and just driving, like I can hear all that shit. But mostly it's the temperature, because right now the fireplace thing that I was talking about, it doesn't work. But we have a smaller, like, personal heater that we use. That I use. And it works too good. So it's like it blows at like 120 degrees anytime you turn it on. And it works really well because it heats up the whole place. But it's not good because eventually when you pump 120 degrees in one place, it's gonna get fucking hot. And so it'll wake me up because I'm like sweating. And then I'll turn it off. And then the cold will come in through the outside and make me cold again. So it's like I can never find a happy median because medium, I don't know. Median is middle and so is media. Interesting. Never thought about it. Anyways, so I can't find a middle temperature that is sufficient for me to go to sleep and stay asleep. Not yet. I'm gonna have to get one of those like heaters that you can gauge the temperature on it, because it's not gonna work. It ain't gonna work, boo boo. So yeah. So I mean, going to the chiropractor. I went yesterday and I went Monday, and it's helped me so much. Like, it's not even fucking funny. Like it's crazy how much of a difference. Like, before I went on Monday, I was so miserable. It was hurting to get in the car, out the car, to walk, to stand, to sit. Like, it was bad. It was bad, and nothing could alleviate the pain. I was taking like 4 Tylenols every like 3 hours, because I couldn't make it to the 4 hours. Like, I think I have a high tolerance for pain medication, just separately. Maybe that's why I had to take so much. But, which, as soon as I get to work, I'm gonna take my motherfucking Tylenol, because I'm already hurt, which ain't cute. Probably because I was dancing in the shower, because I was like, oh, I feel so much better. But you're not better yet, so maybe you should take it back a notch, Stop hurting yourself. Just can't help it, I love dancing. I just do. I mean, I'm sure everybody has that one thing that they do that just makes them happy. That, like, I like to sing too, but like, the thing about singing or dancing or drawing or writing or pretty much, I guess, anything you can really do creatively, like, if you do it for fun, it's so like stress relieving and it's so awesome. But it's like when you actually open up to other people or do it in public or do it around people, it like adds a new dimension to something that you really love and enjoy that kind of taints it, in a way. Because we're all kind of, no one person is completely not going to gauge their opinions or reactions or actions on other people unless you're like a fucking psychopath. I think that's actually like one of the characteristics. But so even if you do love something, you're gonna gauge it off of other people. And where I'm going with that is that I've always loved dancing. I've always, like, in middle school, when Back That Ass Up came out, my lord, when Back That Ass Up came out, I bought it. I think I told that story last time, but anyways, so we had middle school dances at that time, and I remember going to the middle school dance, and I was so nerdy, I was so insecure. I mean, I'm still insecure, I'm still nerdy, that's for fucking sure, but I'm a lot more confident in who I am and love myself, actually. And back then I just didn't. Like, it just didn't. I was so unsure about everything. And I never fit in. And, back then, that wasn't really celebrated. Being different is kind of cool to some people. But it was not fucking cool back in, the 90s or the 2000s for that much. Like, it just wasn't. It wasn't a thing. So, the point was, so I went to the middle school dances, and I would, like, stand on the wall and, like, not talk to anybody, because I'd be scared. Like, even though I talked to people in class, I just was so scared of being judged. I was so scared of not fitting in. Because I didn't. And that's the problem. I tried so hard to fit in, and I was never going to, because I'm different, and that's okay. Like nowadays, everybody's like, oh my God, I'm different. Okay, cool, whatever. You don't have to strive to be different. You just be you. And if you are different, great. And see, that's the problem with being different, is you shouldn't be different just for the sake of being different. Be you. Like, if you like something that's mainstream, cool, badass, go for it. If you like something that's not mainstream, cool, awesome, go for it, fucking amazing. Like, don't gauge your shit off of other people. If it brings you joy, do it. Like, it's that fucking simple. But don't do it in spite of people, or even just to follow. You know, just kind of own your own enjoyment and your own opinion. I mean, of course you're going to gauge it off of others. Again, we are reactive people. We are interactive people. Like, that's just who we all are as human beings. But you need to be able to look inside and figure out what it is about that thing that you like. Are you dressing in goth clothes because you really like goth clothes? And you like the culture? Cool. Awesome. Are you trying to piss off your parents and, like, just be a rebel? And you don't really enjoy the dark clothes or the music or anything? Then maybe it's not for you. But that's the thing. You gotta figure out what's right for you. See, I don't fucking conform to all the bullshit. But those are just stereotypes again. So, no one person is a fucking cookie cutter anything. So, if you have to either defend yourself on what you do and don't like and whether it's right or wrong, A, fuck those people. But B, that shouldn't really matter, because we've become so accustomed to defending ourselves and trying to define ourselves in certain people's standards or stereotypes or cliches. And we're all so different. We're unique. We are individuals that are made up of so many different things that you can't simplify anybody that way. You can't. And with all these labels and everything, it's kind of deterred away from that, you know? Everybody's trying to simplify meeting people and trying to get to know people by all these different labels. And in a way, they are helpful. I mean, shit. You wouldn't want, at the basics, to, when you're trying to date the wrong sex. I mean, or gender. Or, that's really it. Because race is bullshit. So, not the concept, because it's a legit thing. It comes from somewhere, but as anybody that's done Ancestry.com, which I have, we're all made up of several different things. So, I mean, at what point are we gonna just like, oh, I'm a certain percentage? Like it's just, the concept is stupid. Like, we're basing it off of skin tone, basically, is what it's become, or facial features, and that's just racist. So we're just like trying to conform to racist standards of race. Stupid. So, and what's the point of it all? You know, there really is none. There's different health risks for different ethnicities and races, but other than that, like, why does that affect anybody else? We're all people and we're all individuals, and we're all born a blank slate with certain characteristics, and then life happens and we're taught things. Like, that's humans. That's psychology. That's philosophy. That's what's my other word? It's an A word. Loved that class. Anthropology, yes. Study of humans and the development of humans. It's so fucking interesting. But when it comes down to it, and I love this example, is that if you were to take somebody like from, let's say, a Nazi baby, that's a fucking crazy example, but a Nazi baby, I'm saying a Nazi baby as in like a baby that was raised Nazi and ended up being Hitler, let's just say. Hitler as a baby, if you were to take him out of his crib when he was born and bring him to the 20th century and put him and adopt him out to a interracial lesbian couple, let's just, radical example, he would be raised loving everybody, because hate is not in you. It's not a part of who you are born into. That's not a genetic thing. It's not a DNA thing. That's taught through experiences or lessons by other people. Experiences like the way people act is a direct consequence or circumstance of everything that's built up towards that point. It is. I mean, you could say, oh, I've always been this way. Okay. Yes. So, there are certain things that you are predisposed for. Intelligence. One of those things. So, of course, that is going to be affecting the way that you interact with the world. It just is. I've always been very smart. Everything has pretty much come easy to me when it came to school, and especially math and patterns. But and coordination. So coordination is something that genetic as well. Way your body interacts with food, like, but all those things don't really have to do with your personality. Intelligence kind of does, but for the most part, it doesn't. I mean, I'm a lot like my mother, and I'm a lot like my father, and it's interesting where you could see those kind of personality traits that are passed on, but you can always take different approaches when you actually do them yourself, you know. So you can't ever really blame or like get a firm reason behind why you are the way you are, because we are so complicated, very complicated. We are very complicated beings. And where I was going with that is that hate and differences is all superficial. It's not superficial, because there are really big differences in hate, but the thing is, those are all culminations of all these things that happen to them, and all these ideas that were told to them, and no one person is defined by that. There are stubborn people, and stubbornness is a learned trait too. If you are taught that it is what it is, and there are hard lines, and there are no ands, ifs, or buts, that makes you stubborn. My dad was that way, and thank God I went to college and experienced life and met people that were completely different than me, and realized that things aren't fucking black and white, boo. It's not. Life is not simple like that. you gotta give in. You gotta compromise. You gotta think about things in a new way. You gotta try to put your shoe on the other foot, as they say, or walk in their shoes, or whatever the fucking slogan is. But you gotta try. Is the point. And I know some people are gonna be like, I don't want to try. This is how I am. I don't care what the. Okay. Whatever. Chill out. Hey, it's not that big of a deal. But I can 100% tell you that, you know, changing your mindset when it comes to the way you interact with people is amazing. Like, once I started going to therapy, and that's kind of like where all this kind of came about, kind of figuring out myself and going through those psychology classes and philosophy classes was so interesting to me. I love to try to understand people or understand things in general. And you just gotta try. I mean, it's kind of simple to say, but it is simple. Like, you just got to take an effort to try to figure out what's going on with them. And I think a lot of people just don't care. They got enough going on, and like, there we go. I'm still figuring this shit out. Last night I had a viewer that was very talkative, and I like that. I like having conversations, so I don't feel so crazy like talking into my phone. But it's all right. I'm okay with talking to myself. Obviously, as I've been talking nonstop for 27 minutes. I got a lot to say about a little, and a little to say about a lot. I think that's the same fucking thing I said first day, but it's more that I know a little bit a lot, and a lot about a little. Whatever. But anyways, so yeah, eventually I would love to. I've been thinking, if I don't get any viewers, then that's cool, whatever. I do have spreadsheets, because I'm a nerd as fuck. I put spreadsheets on everything, like literally everything. I have a spreadsheet for girls that I liked in middle school and the duration in which I liked them. I have a spreadsheet for my budget. I mean, that's duh. I have a spreadsheet for sexual partners. I have spreadsheets for lyrics. Like, I love to do parody songs or write them. I would love to fucking meet somebody that actually has the knowledge to help me record them. I've written so many parody songs, but I don't have anybody to help me. And anybody that probably would help me would charge me. I ain't got money like that. I'm still trying to get my mama's house. Boop. So, but anyways, oh, spreadsheets, yes. Spreadsheets for lyrics. I've written poems. See, I like to draw, but I have to be like inspired to draw. I'm not that great at it. In high school, I used to do like block letter drawings for people, which I really do like. My dad taught me that. He taught me the block letters, and I guess in a way, my brother kind of taught it to me because he was in a gang, a Laos gang, whenever he was in high school, and they do block letters everywhere. So that's just kind of funny, actually, thinking about. because my dad taught me the traditional block letters, and then my brother taught me the kind of like curved out letters, kind of like with agent symbols, or the Ankh, which I love. But yeah, that's funny to think about. So there's the. And of course, there's no structure in my fucking brain. I'm ADHD. I took my Adderall already, but I mean, when it comes to talking, especially when I'm talking to myself, there's no telling where this fucking conversation's gonna go. But so as far as arts go, I love to dance. I love to twerk. I've only danced professionally once. It was on the A-List Dallas. And it was only because my friend Ashley was a cast member and she needed dancers, and much like other things that she asked me to do, which I guess it's kind of who I am. If people ask me to do something and it's well within my grasp, I will do it. Like, if you invite me to a party, I will go. Like, I've pretty much accepted every single invite I've ever gotten and gone. Like, I don't ands, ifs, or buts about it. Like, if I actually want, like, not like events, like, not like a show, like a performance, because I'm not really into music that way. Like, I don't really want to see live performances unless I know the music, because I'm just not that person. Like, I have to really vibe with music. I'm kind of picky when it comes to the songs that I like. I mean, even when I listen to artists that I love and their new music, their new album, I won't do the whole album of it. I don't know if it pauses when I get out of the screen. I guess when I get done, I could actually see if it's pausing or not. But anyways. So, where was I going with that? Oh, back to the A-List. So, where I was going with that, dancing professionally, is that we performed Footloose on an episode, and I'm not a dancer. Not because I don't have the talent, because actually the dancers that were there, they were all dancers except me. Said I did really well, actually. Especially because I'm an accountant. I'm not a dancer. But my thing is, my memory is terrible. Like, horrible. The worst you could possibly think it is. No, I guess not, because my baba had Alzheimer's, so I know it could be worse. But I don't really retain specific information, like names. I don't remember. Numbers, don't remember. Like, my short-term memory is like nothing. So when it came to dance moves, I just was struggling. Just struggle bus. Just can't remember shit. And when I went to the performance, I did forget a move. And I fucking pisses me off all that. But, I mean, it is what it is. It happens. Just like in band. Like, we had to memorize our music. I had the hardest fucking time trying to remember it. Ended up, like, music is different because I would remember the song, like the beat, or the melody, or like the rhythm, but I couldn't remember the actual notes or where I need to move, because when you're in marching band, you gotta know where to fucking go. So, and just like in life, whenever I'm learning a job, I'm really, really good at kind of figuring out the process and figuring out all the little moving parts and how they interact, and like why they are the way they are, and if there's problems. Like, I'm really big on process improvement. Like, that's kind of my thing. Like, that's like coin to me specifically, that I think that is unique to me, that a lot of people do not have and cannot do. But I mean, some people can do it, of course. I'm not saying I'm like the only person in life that can do it, but I am saying that I am a select few that's really good at it. Really good. And I think that's a lot when it comes to just how my brain's always been working. Like, kind of mentioned it earlier about the patterns. That patterns have always been kind of really easy for me. Finding patterns in everything. In kindergarten, patterns were simple, you know, square, circle, square, circle, square, circle, like something like that. Okay? Well, I remember every single day we would put up a shape. And then we'd get a reward, figured out the pattern. Well, after the first couple months of me doing all the patterns, getting all of them, like literally, I think I maybe didn't get one, and it might have been because I was absent that day. But like usually, I did it, and it got to the point to where my teacher told me that I couldn't guess anymore because you give everybody else a chance, which is crazy that something then I was so young would affect me, but it really did. And because to that point, I mean, up until the point, I was always taught, you know, you should be smart. You should always speak up. You should do what's right. You should do your best. Like, that's what you should do, especially when you're in school. And whenever I heard that, where the right and best answer shouldn't be given, it hit me hard. Like, it made me think maybe being smart isn't a good thing. Like, I stopped trying. Because what was the point? If you're just going to be told to stop doing it, you know? Why do extra effort if it's not going to go anywhere or be appreciated? That's crazy, actually. I honestly never thought about it being that drastic of an effect. But it's 100% correct. At that point, I stopped trying in school. Like, completely. And it's not saying that I did bad in school, because I actually did really well. But that's mostly because everything came easy to me. But I really honestly stopped trying. So if it didn't come easy to me, I just stopped trying. So, history, English, I was good at it, but I just didn't enjoy it because it takes a lot of time, like reading and writing. I don't know, over it. But I just stopped. It's crazy. Epiphany on November 29th, morning dick ride. The first one. But anyways, gotta get to work. I'm at work. That's why it's so fucking dark. So, it's been fun. Hopefully next time people will actually respond or something. Maybe everybody else is at work too. Boop boop. Bye.